Hey film friends, I'm Nick Furman. This is Furman on Film. Welcome to the channel. A love triangle where all the sides touch. The sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side. You mean to say all that? That's what the scintillating director of Challengers called this film. It's a bromance, a muddled web of relationships. A story of competition, sweat, and the thirst for power and control, set against the backdrop of short shorts and elite tennis. With a pulsing electronic score from the wizened masters Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. This is Luca Guadagnino's Challengers. Well, what are all Luca films about? Desire, the fluidity of relationships, and the hunger of ambition, which manifests itself both as sexual exuberance and dudes eating a ton of food on camera. This is a film about competition and obsession, but it really concerns the power dynamics of two best friends who fall for the same girl, and all of the insecurity that creates in each of them. The three main characters represent very different ways of viewing and approaching the world. The go-getting female, whose drive to reach the top of the tennis world is hindered by an injury. Now turned coach and wife, who hoists her vision on the much more beta male art. Then there's Patrick, the chaos agent, the structure breaker, a man who just wants to take and have for himself. In this film, the lines between tennis, love, and even sex blur continually across constant games of one-upsmanship, which is kind of ironic because even amidst all the heat, there's no real sex on camera at all. It's all about how the dynamics shift between them. Tennis is a relationship, the characters say at one point. At its best, it's flowing and communicating and movement between two people. And that's why the cries of ecstatic release all take place on the court here. Look, there is so much we can praise about Challengers, but to my mind, the very best part of the film is the editing. The framing of the picture. To have this entire work unfolding during a finals tennis match between the two leading men is completely inspired. But to it, the director adds just a host of flashback scenes which are all unbelievably well placed. The film is a journey through time. It runs back and forth and back again through the years of 2006 through 2019. With each new flashback, little details of the three leads emerge, loading the final head-to-head match with near Shakespearean gravity. And I'm not the first to mention it, but the metaphor is really apt here. The movie volleys between past and present like a tennis ball flying across the net. The film's style is kinetic and exhilarating, and that is matched first to a terrifically written script, with snappy and piercing dialogue by Justin Kuritzkis, but even more memorably to the inspired, almost house music from Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross' score. Then there's the cinematography, this innovative and involving way that the tennis matches are captured. The close-ups and the POV tennis ball shots are just sick. But added to all this style and substance, you've got three leads who are really all in here. Each of them is completely believable as tennis players. And I'll just say it, I beg the question on whether there was a better Chani than Zendaya in our Dune Part 2 review. But she is enthralling here. This is the first time I really got it with her. In many ways, this is her movie. She gets the drive and the ambition as a fatal flaw, which is often reserved for male leads. And the largest arc also belongs to her character, Tashi. But there is tremendous chemistry between Josh O'Connor and Mike Faist as well. Guadagnino is just smart enough to let all of them cook in this one. Expect multiple nominations come award season. As for critiques, I did think that the ending drug a bit. You could have lopped off about 10 minutes and concluded in exactly the same place. But the film still had me engaged throughout. It never gave up its pace. I also think that the flashbacks are so numerous here, the timeline could be a little dizzying for some people. Or maybe some of the character depth gets cut off in service to the film's frenetic volleying movement. I actually believe that the timeline jumps were pretty well marked, except for a few which you kind of had to pick up through context clues. But the biggest thing is, if you don't love characters who are real and sometimes make some very stupid decisions, then this one isn't for you. In fact, I found myself getting very irritated with Zendaya's character near the finale. But I think this was precisely the point. This film is kind of a silly, sweaty, love triangle melodrama, which is easy to sit back and write off if you want to. Yet these are exactly the character dynamics that playwrights, which Kiritzkis was before now, have been writing for centuries. So, frustrated? Yes. But I was always all in on what was unfolding on screen. So, what do we conclude? Luca Guadagnino's Challengers serves up a compelling blend of desire, competition, and ambition, all set against the intense world of elite tennis. But what truly elevates Challengers is its innovative editing and a head-to-head match that crackles with tension. A film that thrives on both style and substance, inviting viewers to immerse themselves in its sweaty, melodramatic world. Well, there you have it. The only thing left to discuss is our rating for this picture. FOF gives Challengers 4.5 out of 5 stars. If you enjoyed this review, please let us know by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Also, don't forget to visit FurmanOnFilm.com for even more movie content. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Furman. This is Furman on Film. Stay firm, my friends.